How's it going, guys? Today we're gonna be just putzing around the farm doing some chores, and I'm gonna try to redo the electrical system on the Super 77. But figured I'd show you guys how the shed's coming here. So I got the 4 posts in the back here, and we're gonna have one more in the middle, and then we'll have to put steel around the whole thing. I gotta frame the sides yet, but it's coming along pretty good. This is gonna be for the sheep. I'm gonna have a pasture fence that it sits in, so something to keep the weather off of. Here's the sheep. They already get fed. They're out into the bunk already. They like the new bedding put in the last video. He's only got a little bit longer here. I think ram. He's going back pretty soon. Just borrowing him, renting him from the neighbor. They get a mix of, it's like orchard grass alfalfa mix here. Pretty good stuff. And they get a bucket of oats too, or a scoop. Board keep the mice and the birds out. They like it. And then when they start having, they're gonna be getting closer to lambing, I'll give them protein pellets and stuff. And then when I feed out withers, I don't have any of it here mixed up, but I usually mix up some oats, some protein pellets, and then some cracked corn. Fatten them up better. Or if it gets really cold, I'll give them some corn. These guys some corn, help them keep them warm. But there's a pile of manure we cleaned out last video. But onto some all over shenanigans. Well, as we're walking over here to the shed with the tractors in it. Here's my beef cows. Well, 2 of them are mine. I think it's one with the yellow. No. Yeah. The one with the yellow tag, and there's another one in the other shed with the heifers. These are gonna have calves. Them 4. There's a nice little red heifer. And they're all up there eating, but yeah, I got two heifers, but I think one didn't settle. So it'll be another year until I have a calf from her, but she should be having a calf here. We're almost out of feed. I'll have to get another bale here pretty soon. But anyways, I'm gonna go over here and start taking the side panels off to all of them. I gotta start assessing the electrical situation because I still don't have lights. I put a new key switch and light switch in there, and I still don't have any lights or power or anything to start. Fine, and got plenty of power like that, but nothing else. So I just don't know. But here's a big machine shed. That's what all the other equipment in here. But I got my two tractors in here. They're usually in the corn crib. Old corn crib in the back of the farm. I usually tuck them in there. Open the door up and get some light. Here's the 630. Here's the bale spear for the 630. Probably should get put back on. I don't know how much longer I'll have this around. I haven't seen any pictures of it, but there's a Super 88 Oliver that's coming up on a sale. On an online auction sale that's pretty close to here. I haven't seen any pictures, and I don't know if it's a wide front or not, but better open this door up so it doesn't blow away. latch it here. But yeah, I don't know if it's a wide front. I really want a wide front for a big tractor. This thing's been a good tractor. It pulls the disc and the plow just fine. It's just, I don't know. This is a 1960 and that's 1957, and this thing is like ages ahead of this thing in design features and user. Like, just hand clutch is kind of pretty handy, but I'd like a wide front. This thing doesn't have power steering at all, so if that Super 88 is a diesel, I mean, I'd like the diesel, but if it's a gasser and it's got a wide front, power steering, or a loader, there's a good chance I'm selling the 630. I really like the Olivers. I'm pretty quiet with working on these two. If the Super 88's got a loader and it's got a wide front on it, I'll probably take the loader off, put it on here. This has got a rebuilt hydraulic unit, and it's got two remotes, so I can still run my stuff with it. And this thing had a loader on it at one point, but especially if it's a quick attach loader, I'll put it on here, because I just plant oats with it, run the granger with this, and pull wagons and just run around the farm and stuff. It's had a little bit of hay, but Super 88 would do that too. But yeah, so we're gonna take these side panels off, get under here where all the electrical stuff. See, if I bump the starter, it'll fire right up. It doesn't bother starting. It's got power to everything else but the lights. So I hook the batteries up here. Make sure it's in neutral. I turn the key. The light switch. Lights don't work at all. No amperage is drawn. Oh, a little bit is. Never mind. All it is. It wasn't the other day. Well, I still have lights, so I can maybe pull the choke out a little bit. See, she starts up and runs just fine. So I don't know why it doesn't have... It could be pretty simple. I think these wires are... That's not supposed to be like that, getting pinched between the clutch and that frame. So I think I'm going to have to redo the whole wire and see it's broken here. So it could just be a simple wires are garbage and have to be redone. So I think that's probably what we end up doing, but I want to take it apart, see what's underneath here. I mean, I've seen what's underneath here. I just want to see what it all looks like. So I'm gonna grab, I think, my little crescent wrench is right here, and my screwdriver. Hit things on the ground. Screwdriver's in my box. I gotta get my steering wheel put on there too. One of these days. Move this pallet that was standing on to work on the thing. Set you guys up here so you can see. There you go. Yeah, you guys can see here. Oh, just torn off here. I really like these Olivers. They're pretty easy to work on. That's about the worst part about them. These side panels that aren't easy to take off, but it looks real nice. I just don't like the battery cover that you have to have a screwdriver and bolts to take the battery cover off. I would rather have it be on a hinge or something, but I'm sure there's a way you can convert it. I've never had any issues with this. Well, I guess I did. What ended up being the issue? I think it was, now. Oh, it was the carburetor that ended up having issues. But I bought this running and driving, and it ran just fine. But I ran it for most of the summer, and towards the beginning of the fall, right before harvest. It would just not run on more than about 4 cylinders at a time. And I figured it was, did all new, pretty much rebuilt the distributor. I never put a new coil in here, probably should just do that anyways. But I did all new spark plugs, all new wires. I couldn't figure out what was doing it. Well, I finally took the carburetor off again for about the 7th time, which I didn't think was the issue, but took it off and I rebuilt it again. I think the first time I just cleaned it. I can't really remember straight though. But I think I rebuilt it this last time. I put it back on and it runs just fine now. I also put a new muffler on there. That's just a Fleet Farm special. So if anybody you're debating on buying a Fleet Farm muffler, go ahead. I mean, they're a little bit louder, but they sure sound nice. But she's almost got the 100 hours on here that I gotta change the oil filter. So we gotta do maintenance here probably. I don't think it's got 100 hours on it quite yet before spring, so we'll probably do it after spring planting and everything. I suppose I'll have I think I got about 80 hours on here, I think. But I'll have to change the oil. I have two spare filters, so it won't be an issue. But change this over here so you guys can see that. You can't even see it there either. Let's see. That should be good. Get these side panels taken off these curtains. I'd really like to find some wheel weights, another set of wheel weights for this thing. Another thing I'm worried about is that buying that 88 is that I don't know if it's gonna have enough torque or power to pull that 14-foot disc in that plow, because I think a 630 makes a little bit more horse than a Super 88 does. But so I guess you guys can't see much down here, but what I'm seeing, it looks like a half job wiring, because this is just wrapped electrical. Oh yeah, here's a cut. Yeah, there is a cut wire in here. That's probably half the issue. So it looks like we'll be doing that probably before spring planting. Going through here. It also doesn't charge, I don't think. So it could be a new bad alternator, or I don't know, everything else here. I don't know if the voltage regulator would be what's causing it, but and don't worry about the antifreeze here. That's just leaking out of, it's coming out of the overflow in your radiator, because that was just redone and I never worked it since it's been full. So I just got it hot the other day and it was coming out of the overflow a little bit. But this one just got a belt pulley. I would like getting a belt pulley to bolt on here, let's make it look more complete and everything. But I was having issues when I first bought it with fuel supply. It was some gunk in the tank, and I put a standpipe up in here like I did on the D15. Everything. Now she works just fine. I don't even have to shut it off or on, because the carburetor works just fine. So that's good. And I probably should put a new coil in here before spring. That's pretty much all I want to do. I rebuilt the brakes. Me and a buddy did that. So pretty much everything's good in here. I wouldn't mind repainting this tractor, but probably I'm gonna go take the other side off too. But I'm gonna put these screws back in the holes. I don't lose them. I think if I was gonna buy a bigger Oliver tractor, I think I want an 880 diesel with the torque on there, like the Internationals had. The later ones had torques on here, and I wouldn't mind having one, the torque, because these transmissions are geared so they they're pretty fast gearing. Well, first gear is pretty fast, even for the baler when you got it pinned out, almost pinned out running the baler. So I think a torque would probably help with just slowing it down a little bit. But and I've seen people that put them on here, but I don't really want to screw everything up on this tractor because I really like it how it is. I wouldn't mind having some power steering on here though. Let's get these put back in here. We're not gonna have any really good, interesting videos here until we start working on some of these projects and doing field work. Oh, I don't even need a cross wrench on this side. My screwdriver here. They just don't got a whole lot going around the farm right now. Maybe besides chores, and I don't think you guys want to see the same thing every day. So I try to change things up every video. But also, if anybody knows what color these all-over rims are supposed to be, let me know. Cause I'd really like to repaint. I want to fix this one in here, or no, yeah, I want to fix this up here because that's really bad, and I want to repaint them. And this one mismatching rim on here is really bugging me. The white rim on, it's supposed to be red, like the other one is. So if anybody knows what that's actually supposed to be or what they've used that somewhat matches, let me know. And if any of you have any experience with getting fluid out of tires, let me know, because I want to get new tires for this thing. If I don't buy that Super 88, I'm gonna put new tires, probably buy new rims and tires, take the fluid out of these, put it back in to the new ones, and then put these old ones on duals, clamp on duals here, because it really helped pulling that disc, so I can take them on and off easier. But we're possibly putting the fluid in the Oliver, because this Oliver is pretty light tractor when you stand on the brakes and try to stop a loaded hay wagon. But because it's got the pretty heavy cast centers in there. I don't know for sure how many pounds that is. I'm assuming probably 150, 200 pounds. And it's got like the 100 and 125 pound wheel weights on the outside. But that isn't a whole lot for having these brand new newish tires on here. Likes to skid a lot, but especially with the new brakes, now I can get some stopping power behind me. We'll get this torn off here and take a look. I don't think we're gonna do any real fixing today, but figured I need to make a video. Oh, I do need a press wrench. Okay. Also, thanks on getting me to 20 subscribers. I just looked before I started filming again. 22 subscribers as of today. So I never really, it ain't much, but it's more than I thought I'd have so soon. So like and subscribe. I don't think it costs anything, so just help me out. Got this side cover taken off here, and then that one's always a little bit tighter. Take this off, and everything to get all this taken out and pressure washed. Oh, there's a bolt here. I don't know how long that's been there for. I also would really like to get a new choke cable, because if you've seen earlier, it takes quite a lot of force to pull that out and put back in. So, well, it doesn't need to happen, so I probably won't spend much money on that right now. But also will recommend these seat cushions, these things. Goes a long way. Another thing I did to it, I rebuilt the seat, the shackles, and everything. The only thing is my roll pins fell out, and these copper bushings slid back. It doesn't fall off. But if you look, they're pretty getting farther off, sliding off. But they haven't slid off yet. But I don't really want to be driving and fall off the back of my tractor while I'm sitting on it. But this is it's got a nice adjustable seat on it. That's why I like these Olivers. And all the controls are right here at your fingertips and everything, so I don't know. But yeah, by the looks of it, it looks like these wires are pretty well gone. Cracked here. So it looks like possibly this weekend we're going to be taking them wires off, at least the main ones, because I really don't know what's going on up here. This is just a mess. And I put all new gauges in here, and it's got it hooked up just like it was before. I mean, it runs just fine, but I put new gauges in here, so I got water and oil that work. I think got really good oil pressure, and I like it for it to charge, but I'd really like to have a light so I can work at night too. But also another thing is my tack also does not work. I got a new cable for it, and it busted the cable off at the end, coming out of the crank over there. So $35 down the drain. I think my tack is bad, but that reads 2,700 hours on it, if you can read that. I don't know how long ago it broke. It was broke when I bought it. But if you pull this out here some and you put it up here, and if you spin it, see, it's locked up. It doesn't spin at all. So I think this tack is pretty well shot. So it's pretty sad. I wish I had a tack that worked, but I guess the hours are probably so off now anyways, it doesn't really affect much, but I would have liked to have it working. It also looks like the hydroelectric stuff has been cut off of this one, but that'd be neat to find all the hydroelectric parts and put it back on here and get them to work. But another thing I'm going to do is I get a loader is make a capacity. I just make a canister that just goes on here. Hold an extra gallon or two of hydraulic oil. That's what they said. These hydraulic pumps were pretty good, but the capacity just wasn't there. So a lot of guys added on those things here. But yeah, this engine oil is getting to look pretty black here. It's kind of milky. It's kind of watery too, but I think it's got a little bit of gas in there. It smells like a little bit of gas. It's flooded once or twice since I've changed the oil, but I don't know. It runs fine, so I'm just not going to worry about it. I mean, I did the valves. Would have been right after I got that out of the shop when I put the new exhaust manifold on here and intake. I retimed the valves, and I think it's got a little bit more power now too. At least it's got more of a bark to it anyways, but I'll probably have to end the video here. It's getting kind of long, but that's what we'll be doing this weekend, so stay tuned for another video. Probably be out Sunday or so, but I'll see you around. Get her done.